Welcome to the Song of the Screen Squad. This week we're talking about I Want to Dance with Somebody. Stick around. Welcome back. This is Vinny.
Zazie.
I don't know.
Yep, and we are talking about the Whitney Houston biopic, which I don't even think it's a biopic, in my opinion. I think it was trash.
It's a Whitney Houston inspired film.
You guys are harsh, bro.
This movie was garbage. Like, hard garbage. Like,
Even Stanley Tucci couldn't save this.
No, Stan Tucci was good.
he was good, but the movie was not
but
good.
you can't save it.
Yeah,
You could not save it.
You could not at all. This movie, this movie had no direction. It didn't. To me, I feel like it didn't know what it wanted to be. And then the problem with the ending is like, why do I want to watch somebody mimic singing a whole Whitney Houston thing when I could just watch it on YouTube?
Well, it's because they did it with the Queen movie.
But yeah, but at least like, and even with Elvis, like with the Elvis movie, at least he's singing. The actress playing Whitney Houston is not even singing; she's lip syncing. Right?
Is she?
Yeah.
She didn't sing in some of the scenes?
None of them.
Oh.
None of them.
None of them?
None of them. That's not her singing at all.
Wow, where'd they get all that audio of Whitney?
Well, everything that I looked up said that she didn't sing anything in this movie. That was
Impressive.
that was all. That was all like unreleased stuff from Whitney Houston. But,
Yeah,
I
I
think-
didn't mind the movie. I watched it with one of the biggest Whitney Houston fans.
Whitney
and,
Hutton. Mm-hmm.
and we both agreed that this was not a movie. This should have been made into a series.
Mm-hmm.
It probably would have worked out better because the movie seems to like just fly through everything.
It goes
It's
like this.
there's-
Yeah.
Yeah, it has no, so you can't really absorb
Has no,
anything.
has
It's just
nothing.
song, next song, next song, next song, and
Mhm.
so that's the problem with it.
That was my big problem. I had, like I said, it has no direction. It had nowhere to,
Yeah.
like, it made none of it made sense. And then by the end of it, you're like, okay, like, so what was the point? What was the point of watching this movie? There was no real
Yeah.
point. You really explained nothing about Whitney Houston's life. You really explained,
I mean, it's in there.
yeah,
like
but
what
but
happened.
yeah, but they flew by so much, so
They
fast.
did not show her doing any crack.
Yeah, they did. Very little
No.
though. Very
No, no, no,
little.
no, no, no,
very
no, no,
little.
no.
But not to the point
No,
where they
no.
should have.
No,
Where
no,
they could
no.
have.
They should have done the train spotting thing. Not a like,
Where
oh
she-
look, I got drugs in this box.
Where she poops.
Then
Where she-
pan away where you don't see anything. I'm like, at least show actual
Well,
drug use.
they kind of glance
Because
over.
it was the thing that broke her down.
Well, they glance over a lot of stuff, like
Yeah.
the whole that she's bisexual, like that whole thing.
It's in there.
At the very, but they glance over it so fast. They go like, doo-doo, and then
But
the
it's
next,
not just
and
that,
then
it's
next, and then
everything.
next, and then and it's literally
Yeah.
let's go from here to here to here to here to here to here. Let's just move on to the next thing. Now, and then plus when she's singing, she's not sweating. Whitney Houston's every time I saw Whitney Houston singing, she was sweating. She's like,
Yeah. The thing about Whitney singing was you can see that she's feeling everything she's singing. You don't get this here. This is just like I'm powdered because I got all this light on me. I don't want to sweat, so powder's just nice smooth. No, you don't get the fire that she had as a singer. You get an actress mimicking it.
I
Yeah.
did.
That does
No,
not
I
even
thought-
look anywhere near.
No,
Whitney.
yes, nothing like
Mm-mm.
Whitney.
No.
Nothing like Whitney.
I
But
think this
and I-
actress had a thyroid issue.
that's the problem too. Is that it really takes me out that she looks nothing like her.
and she never aged, never aged.
Yeah, and she never aged. Even
She looks like one of the ladies from In Vogue.
She was
But
she
not-
well she
not even
the
then.
only other movie I ever seen this actress in was in Rise of Skywalker. She was one of the other ex stormtroopers.
I hate you.
That was the only other movie I've ever seen her in.
I had forgotten that movie.
That's the only other movie.
How dare you bring it back up?
That's the only other movie she's been in, or that I've seen her in. But again,
Rise
that
of
was
Skywalker.
that was the one thing that I noticed is that they didn't even bother to age her up at any moment. From the beginning of the movie, she looked exactly the same age till the very, very end. Even in the drug use, she looked exactly the same.
Yeah. How can you look healthier doing drugs? Go figure. I mean, I'm just saying.
Even-
that's the way
even-
she
even-
looked.
even
look at Keith Richards.
Even the guy playing Bobby Brown looked exactly the same. Bobby
Yeah.
Brown
That's
did
cool.
not look exactly the same. No, throughout the whole movie, he looked exactly the
Oh,
same.
okay.
Like from the
I'm about to say
beginning when they
look nothing like Bobby
shut
Brown.
up. He looked exactly the same from the beginning of the movie, from when they first introduced him, like a little kid, to the very end. Like they didn't go through fat Bobby Brown.
Yeah.
They didn't go to Bobby Brown with his jaws like over here. Like they didn't show that Bobby. Like where's that Bobby Brown?
I don't. Yeah, this would have worked out better as a miniseries because then they would have had more time to do stuff like that.
But
Whereas
like,
this, they just up. They just flew through it. I understand what they were doing. I understand why Clive Davis decided to make this movie because he wanted Whitney to end up with a high note instead of I don't know why I said high, but
drug use.
why? Because even at the end of the movie, it ends with her about to pretty much kill herself by accident. And then
Accidental drowning.
yeah, and then they show that clip, that last performance that they said was like her greatest performance. And I get it. We want to see Whitney at her best, and that's how he wanted Clive wanted her to be remembered that way. I see the point of the movie.
But see, they glanced over so much. Like they didn't show the fact that she was so thin and frail when she was doing the drugs. That they didn't do the Wendy Williams. That said that Wendy Williams, like none of that stuff.
When she did that Michael Jackson, what was it, the 30th performance? Wow, that was.
They didn't talk about that. They didn't even bring up Waiting to Exhale. They glanced over the Bodyguard very quickly. They just went over the Bodyguard. A little bit of Kevin Costner they talked about. Like
they
nothing.
put in the Kevin Costner movie.
Yeah, they really didn't do anything. It's like this movie
like
this movie was hot trash.
Remember when I told you when I saw this movie?
Trash.
When it came out, I told you I saw this movie.
Dumpster fire.
It felt like it was a made-for-TV movie.
Yeah.
But like from the 90s.
No, it's like
that's
where
it felt thrown.
So like Hallmark, like now was it the Lifetime? Lifetime makes those movies like the save like the unauthorized biography of Saved by the Bell. That's what this feels like. Like they got a real cheap actors to like play like the people in the movie.
I don't know. I don't think the actors are bad. I think
but you know what I mean. Like they get like real bad people. Like it's a bad script. It's a bad director. Yeah, like that's how they do it, and that's how this felt. It just felt cheap. This movie felt really poorly made. The direction was really bad. The story, like it had no, like I just keep saying, it's had no vision. It had no direction. Like there was nothing. Like at least with like if you think about the Rocket Man movie, you think about
Rocket Man is good though.
You think about but you think about Rocket Man.
Really good.
You think about Rocket Man. You think about Bohemian. You think about Bohemian Rhapsody. Even you think about Elvis. They all had at least some sort of vision. There's some sort of flair there. There's something
across the universe.
No.
This had something.
I differ. Rocket Man and the Elvis movie are kind of the same. It's a musical, whereas the Queen movie, what is it? Bohemian Rhapsody. I think this movie took the Bohemian Rhapsody
template.
Yeah, to make the movie, and it's the same exact thing. I don't like Bohemian Rhapsody. It's the same thing.
See, but I think that one was made better, had better direction, and it worked better than this one. It didn't go through everything about every single piece of the life and just go glance through it so fast. Compared to this one, it tried to go through every aspect of the life and give it like 5 minutes for everything. That was a problem.
Well, see, they also, but in a way, they also in this movie they downplayed her drug use a lot, because it was. I don't
think so.
No, I think they sugarcoated it a little bit, because just like they did with the Elvis movie, where drugs were a big thing, but they kind of went, oh, by the way, we're giving them drugs to keep them up.
You have to remember this movie was made by Clive Davis and her family.
Yeah, because
of course
they want to make it seem nice and bright and whatever. But it also had moments in this movie that reminded me of the Aretha movie, Respect.
Oh, that's right. That was an Aretha movie. I didn't watch it.
Yeah, but by the way, that was much better than this, and even then annoyed the shit out of me.
I didn't watch it.
So because I love my singers. So they made it seem like she had way more say in how she performed and what music she picked.
But she did. Aretha?
No, exactly what they made Aretha. They made it seem like she helped write Respect the way it is, which was not the case. So I did the same thing with Whitney. They made it seem like she had way more say than she really like. She knew how to pick her stuff. Like no, they picked it for you. Relax.
But see, if Clive Davis made this movie, then
Because he wants to make it seem make it nice for her.
and he was there when she was picking her songs.
Yeah, I mean, technically, was he there mentally? Was he there? No.
This guy. No, I think
That man
I-
that man looks like he's been dying for God knows how long.
I love Whitney Houston, and I loved her voice, and her performances were great.
Yes,
So every time the
Whitney's-
music would come on, that's what I would picture. But the movie itself is not. It's not good. But when the music was on, I enjoyed those scenes. But the movie itself is not a good movie.
And I could have done without the final performance. I could what they should have done is just played the performance from YouTube.
They could have done the like they did with the Luis Miguel, and stretch it out
Give him veneers?
really long. Yeah,
Give her some really bright veneers.
I think that's on like its third season or something like that.
It's over.
It would have worked out way.
Isn't it
Is it over?
I think it's over. I don't know. I've never.
But it worked. It would have worked out
He's
better.
still alive, so it's not over. No, honestly, I mean, usually those things they go
No,
together.
but the series is over.
I don't know.
But
for now. But honestly, I think the way they should have ended it was with her. If you want to make it so bright and lovely and fun,
in Cuba
you
with
end it
Tupac.
you end it with her real best performance.
That's what I
which was-
said. That's exactly
No,
what I said. You end it
no,
with
no,
a
no,
real
no.
performance, a real life performance.
No. You're saying show her actual performance.
That's what I just said.
I'm saying no. If you're gonna recreate a performance, recreate her actual best performance, which was the Star Spangled Banner. That was the most memorable performance she's ever had.
No.
Yeah, it was.
No.
It was.
Trash.
Everything else just compilations of
Trash.
bullshit.
Trash.
Sorry.
No.
That's
No, that's not
That's-
even.
Well,
that's
surprise,
not-
you're wrong again.
Yep, completely
I'm not
wrong.
wrong.
Yes, you
I'm
are
not
completely
wrong.
wrong.
No.
100%
no.
wrong.
No one has ever sang the Star Spangled Banner like she has.
Roseanne Barr.
Roseanne.
On that
First
note,
off,
guys, this has been Vinny.
Roseanne is an American treasure.
on
We love her.
on that note, guys, this has been Vinny.
Is Ozzy.
And,
and Tom Arnold has no career without her. Just saying.
We'll see you guys next week.
Later. True lies.